oh, suddenly people are waking up and going, oh, this just ain't affordable. Yeah, you're right, it's not.
Wouldn't you think at this point that Stellantis is like begging the U.S., please strike, please leave, like nobody come to work today? All right, so we have more problems with Stellantis and the UAW, and Stellantis is going to sue the UAW because of a disagreement of a plant closure and what can happen and what can't happen. And Ray, really, what is your take on the situation? Because it seems like Stellantis is just getting hit from every angle. Shareholders, consumers, their dealers, the UAW, and now they're fighting. They're taking a stand against the UAW now because of these plants that are not getting investments that the UAW thought they were going to get.
I'm trying to figure out what their end game is, what Stellantis' end game is, because they are fighting with everyone. You have stockholders suing them. You have dealers publishing public letters about what's going on. You have the UAW threatening to strike again, and you have the consumers that are just like walking away from the brand and not buying the product because sales are down 20%. So I don't know what the end game is. If they're trying to live by the theory that any PR is good PR, they're proving that, well, sometimes bad PR is bad for business because their sales are off a cliff. So I don't know what the end. Are they trying to get somebody else to buy CDJR? Are they trying to thin the herd? Are they trying to abandon the North American market altogether? Are they trying to get out of the UAW contract? I don't know. I have no clue and no faith in Stellantis at this point.
Wouldn't you think at this point that Stellantis is like begging the U.S., please strike, please leave, like nobody come to work today? This is one thing that I really worried about when they were having because we've seen the writing on the wall now for what, a year and a half, back before when they were doing these negotiations. Where here's my word, I made this joke where, okay, all right, strike's over, we got our contract, everybody come back to work. Okay, now everybody stop. Go home, because production's gotta come down at this point. And it seems like, if I was Stellantis, I would think I'd be calling some bluffs. I'd be calling Sean Fain and be like, you know what, man, you're right, and you should strike, because that's what we deserve right now. We deserve for the workers to walk out because we are not holding up our end of the bargain. So take 2-3 weeks. 3 months, 3 years. We got to figure this out, and we can't do it. Sean, can you come help us? You do it.
It is. We know that Stellantis has said they want to reduce production by 200,000 units in North America. That's a huge number. And one of the quickest ways to do that is to have the UAW go out on strike so that they wouldn't be building them at all, which would help Stellantis out. I'm very, not very often am I at a loss for words, but I just can't for the life of me figure out what the end game is, what it is that Stellantis hopes to gain through all this. Is it Carlos Tavares, their CEO, hoping to utilize his golden parachute? Is he hoping to get fired sooner rather than later when his contract just expires? I don't know. It is so far beyond me. I guess my brain is just so simple. I can't comprehend all the negative things that we have seen occur at Stellantis for at least the last 2 years, maybe more. Think about it. It was a year ago, August, that Zach and the team and I were at the Long Island Stellantis dealer trying to help him sell cars that Saturday. And prior to that, they were complaining about the amount of inventory they had and how sales had kind of sort of dried up. So this has been going on for probably 2.5 years. Once COVID was over and once market adjustments were over, apparently Stellantis was pretty much over.
All right, so all of you watching it here, I know most of you are not subscribed, so I need you to hit that subscribe button. Whatever we need to do to get you to hit that subscribe button, Ray will do it. So just hit it for us and let us know what he needs to do down in the comments to get you to subscribe. So what do you think is going to have? I have my opinion, but what do you think is going to happen to the Stellantis brands, the Jeep, Dodge, Ram? Because it seems like they're hurling towards bankruptcy at this point. I mean, while you're talking, I'll pull up their stock chart and you'll see that it looks like it's just down and to the right. It's not looking good for them. We're having these dealers stack up just crazy amounts of vehicles at their dealerships that they can't sell. Well, there's reports of vehicles stacking up in Michigan. There's reports stacking up in storage lots. I've seen trucks sitting in used storage lots that are brand new because they don't have any room for them on their main lot. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing this everywhere. We're having dealerships in North Carolina that are trying to just turn over their franchises so they don't have to keep this inventory. It's a mess. It seems like this is all the writing on the wall for a company that is going under. What do you feel like there's some kind of timeline? What do you think is going to happen to Stellantis as a company?
Well, you would, up until recently, you would think that they were capitalized well enough that it really wouldn't be an issue going forward. Now you have to have some second thoughts about that. Their sales are down. Their profits are down. The cash cow that was once North America is no longer a cash cow. So, where is it that what is the ultimate end? Could Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram literally go bankrupt? They could. Would some other manufacturer buy them? Would a Chinese concern perhaps buy them to get a stronger foothold in North America? Are there other manufacturers out there that might consider saying, oh, yeah, we got to have CDJ? Or I don't know. I mean, does Dodge go away and or Chrysler go away and Dodge go away and it just becomes Jeep and Ram at some point? I can't imagine that they won't exist at some point. But then again, I would have never imagined that Oldsmobile would no longer exist or that Pontiac would no longer exist. So it's hard to say. It would be kind of sad if they were able to run one or two of those brands so far into the ground that nobody would ever think about reviving them. I don't know. Maybe Lucid buys them.
All right, so check this out. This is their stock chart over the last 6 months, and let me scroll down. I just want to show you where it's at today, but it's $13.18. This is Stellantis.
Wow.
So over the last 6 months, they've lost 50% of their value. In half a year, they've lost 50% of their market cap. This is absolutely insane for a publicly traded company to lose that amount of money when you've been such a household, when you're a household name. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous what they've done to this company. And I know we've talked about, that over the last 3 years, a lot of these manufacturers, I keep seeing in my comments that they're turning in record profits. Well, if they're turning in record profits, their stock is not doing this. So something is off here of what they've been reporting and now what they're reporting now. And I think shareholders are really coming to terms. And this is why you're seeing, shareholders are now suing Stellantis because of what looked like a big rosy picture and what looked like a big profit center, what looked like a big cash cow is not the case. And we're seeing it over 6 months, 50% down. There's going to be a lot more lawsuits because their information to shareholders was not what was reality.
But how many times does that happen with how many different stocks? It's you, when you base running a business just on how the stock is going to perform as opposed to how the business is actually going to perform, I think that's one of the fundamental flaws. Um, it they were an automotive company, okay, not the greatest automotive company ever, the Chrysler Corporation, but they were relatively successful. I mean, they've been bought and sold like probably 3,000 times, is what it seems like. Uh, but they had a loyal customer base. Might not have been big enough, might not have been as big as they would have liked. But when Stellantis took this over, somewhere along the line, and maybe it happened during COVID, I don't know, they came to the conclusion that they could just keep raising the prices of their vehicles without commensurately raising the quality of their vehicles. The quality of the vehicles stayed the same, the price jumped dramatically. You took your customers and you priced your customers out of being able to buy a new one. Um, that that doesn't seem to me to be a very bright business decision. I get that you might want to grow the size of your customer base, but do you really grow the size of your customer base by pricing your product out of reach of your customers? So yeah, I think you have to look at the highest levels of executives at the corporate level, and at some point you have to hold those people accountable. And you're not holding them accountable when you allow them to run your business into the ground and you reward them with $39 million worth of compensation for having done so. There just seems something off with that.
You think this dude knew what he was doing the whole time?
Yeah, I think he did. He got to where he got to not by being an absolute moron. Yeah, he knew what he was doing. Yeah, I mean his compensation last year was 39 million. I think the year before it was only like 26 million. He knew what he was doing. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean they're just chasing the buck.
Yeah, I almost wonder if, like, I mean, he knew where the company was going, and I almost wonder if it's just a massive cash grab before they go bankrupt, they package these things together and then sell them off. I think that's probably what's going to happen, is that they're going to maybe separate some of these brands. I don't know if they're going to make whoever's going to buy the brands take all three of them at once. I don't know if they'll do that, but I would assume the one that's actually still got some value is probably Jeep, and then maybe Ram behind it, Dodge following that, and then Chrysler is probably not worth much at all, would be my assumption.
No, and of the four, Jeep has the strongest name recognition. I would think, but they have to get back to what Jeep was, which was an all-wheel driver, four-wheel drive, bare bones vehicle that was affordable to the masses, not $100,000 Jeeps. Sometimes as businesses grow and expand, you forget your roots. You forget what got you to where you are in the first place. And I think this is a perfect example when you look at what Stellantis has done to Ram and to Jeep. You've just raised the prices so damn much, and you've made the vehicle so unaffordable that you've injured your brands beyond repair.
And what I feel like it's too late at this point to save them with this regime, to save them within the next 2 or 3 years. Because if they are going to go back to the direction that was working, or even if they just want to change the direction of what's not working right now, it takes years of development to get vehicles into consumers' hands that are different than what you have right now. So if they want to produce a $35,000 small SUV, something like a RAV4 that's actually working right now on Toyota's side, it's going to take them years to be able to get that into development and then get it into consumers' hands. But so if they changed to today, then there would be no difference that a consumer would see for the next 2 to 3 years. So I think there's really nothing that can be done to save these companies at the moment right now.
I agree with you. It's like, trying to change directions of a giant ass shipping vessel in the ocean. You might say we need to make a hard right turn, but it takes miles and miles and miles and miles to actually accomplish it. And so at the head of Stellantis, you could say, okay, we need to go back to our roots, but it takes 2 to 3 years to get there from here. And 2 to 3 years from now, no one has any interest in that brand anymore. So, yeah, we could be watching the demise.
Yeah, I think we're living it right now. But you know what? It keeps giving us. So here's the thing. I get this all the time in my comments. Hey, you keep making the same video over and over and over again. Well, when Stellantis stops sucking, then I can stop talking about it. And to be honest with you, I'm tired of talking about them. But they keep making headlines every single week. There's something else that they mess up. So as soon as they stop sucking, you can get different videos. I promise you. So I'm sending dude a letter, an email. Please do something different so I can talk about somebody else.
Please sign my name on the bottom of that letter as well.
Yeah, we get tired of saying the same stuff too, people.
Oh my God. And I've been spouting it for 2.5 years. I've been talking about an affordability crisis for almost 3 years now. And it's like, suddenly people are waking up and going, this just ain't affordable. Yeah, you're right, it's not.
Well, the thing about it too is, okay, it was bad. It gets a little bit worse, so we got to talk about how it's a little bit worse. It gets a little bit worse, so let's talk about it a little bit more. And then, okay, well, Jeep, they're doing something a little bit worse now, so okay, we got to talk about that. The CEO does this. All right, well, let's talk about this. Union again? Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, people, I hear you. I'm tired of it too. I'm going to start a new channel, and it's going to be, what are we going to start a new channel on? Cooking? Is that what you want next, baby?
I've had it with the new channel.
Okay, yeah, we're on channel 4 right now, so she's done.
I don't blame her.
All right, that's enough.
Yeah,
real quick, we're getting some excellent suggestions on the next channel. Maybe I should be open to it.
Yeah, my wife's sick, if you can't tell from her voice.
Sorry, it's better than it was.
What was a new channel? You said we have a new channel suggestion.
Yeah, check this out. Carpooling.
Yeah,
I like that.
I want to see what you can do with that.
I feel like we would still be talking about Stellantis.
Yeah.
On that one.
No cars at all.
I'm so Ray. I'm so burnt out talking about Jeep.
Videos.
I am burnt out. So I am. If I never talk about Stellantis again, it'll be too soon. Okay.
All right. Speaking of that, we got another topic.
No, it can't be Stellantis.
No, we're off of Stellantis for the rest of this video. Okay, we got something else we can talk. All right. I'm gonna yell at somebody real quick though before we get. Okay. I know I'm boring some people, but do not send us money. I've got these super stickers, whatever they're called. I've got them turned on. No, Ray, don't encourage them. Stop it.
Thank you, Mark.
No, don't send us any money. No one send us money. But I've got them turned on. So if you have to get your question answered, this was not a question. So this was a waste of money right here. But send us the absolute minimum just so your question's highlighted and make sure we answer it. But we do not want your money. Keep your money. The super stickers, don't do any of that. The only reason I have it turned on is for 99-cent questions to be answered. If you send us any more of that than that, I'm gonna turn them off. I'll do it. All right,
Wow.
there we go.
Okay.
Um,
Do a nice public service announcement from Brandon. Don't send us money, damn it. Make us earn it.
no, I don't want to have to earn it either. Just don't send us any money. Okay.